What's up, guys? It's the Goose here, and today we're going to be covering some Rocket League news. And we have some pretty good ones upcoming from the last few days recently. So we're going to go ahead and get into it with the NA Week 2 of the grid, where we had some pretty surprising upsets coming along into this week, with NRG performing really well and getting back-to-back grid wins. So looking really solid for them. Some notable upsets with G2 versus Charlotte Phoenix, where G2 loses, surprisingly, to Charlotte Phoenix, and with Charlotte Phoenix advancing, just gets completely clapped by NRG. Team Envy also losing to KCP, Kansas City Pioneers. Another 1-3 upset. KCP goes on to essentially get beat by E United, and the E United versus NRG game was a very interesting game, so to speak, series, so to speak. E United were up the first 2 or 3 games, I believe, with an early lead, and then just completely fell apart. NRG beat them in the first 2 games. Third game, E United is up 3 goals in a minute and a half left of the game. G2 comes back. NRG comes back, goes to OT, and then they lose, I believe, lose that game. But after that, NRG completely sweeps house with E United. It's a very close series that doesn't give justice to the 4-1. United really pulled through in that series, but almost could have taken that if they had decided they could finish. Space Station versus Alpine, pretty much you know who's going to win there. Rogue and Continuum, very, very dissatisfying results for Rogue after coming off of, I believe, third or fourth place in the semis of the NA regional. They lose to Continuum, who are, I believe, one of those bottom teams in the regionals in the grid, where you expect Rogue to beat them here, but instead they beat Rogue and completely get clapped by Space Station Gaming. Rogue should have won this. They should have won that, honestly, and you give them props if they lose to Space Station, but Rogue should have definitely beaten Continuum here, especially with the performance that Rogue had in the regionals. And then we move on to PK versus Peeps. Honestly, it can be a toss-up between these two, but it's good to see the Peeps pull through and beat PK, as well as also moving it all the way on to the semifinals. Version 1 and Sonics are kind of like a toss-up as well. Version 1 coming off of a high as well from making it a decent amount of the ways in the regional as well. Sonics, they're getting better. They definitely are getting better in terms of their roster, honestly. But it comes down to it. Can't beat Space Station, but NRG can. And with going to Game 7, NRG win back-to-back grids. Moving on to the next part, we just are showing the rankings of the grid right now, with NRG with 342 points, easily in the lead because they won those two grids. Space Station in second, going up. G2 falling but down to third. The same with Envy going down to fourth, tied with the Peeps. Continuum and Charlotte Phoenix rising up. Maybe potentially they can start the upset after knowing that they beat Rogue and G2, respectively. So, not looking good for Alpine and Ghost, and as well as V1, but hopefully Rogue can get back in that groove that they were whenever the regionals came by. Maybe they're focusing on the regionals right now and not really giving a lot of effort in the grid, but still they need to show up. That's basically all you can say about this. And next we're going to be moving on to the group stage of the grid week 2 for EU, which will be happening in about 5-6 days from now. And knowing the groups, there's one group that's really not going to be troublesome, I think. Not necessarily a group of death, and that's going to be Group C. We're going to go off for Group A with Giants, Redemption, Singularity, and Top Blokes. And if I believe so, Top Blokes won the last regional for EU, I believe. So, putting them in order, Top Blokes and Giants, I believe, are going to make it out of here. Either going to be a 2-1, or Top Blokes are going to 3-0 the entire group, with Giants doing a 2-1 Redemption showed up last week. They did a decent amount of damage to the teams that they faced. I think they beat Vitality. I'm not quite sure, but I'm just guessing that blokes are gonna go in this group and win this group pretty handily. Maybe losing the Giants gaming. You don't know. These two can switch definitely. B, we have Dignitas, Fadeaway, Guild, and Reno. We're hoping that Vitality wins because they usually get off to a slow start at first. So hopefully, if they win here, they'll have good momentum going into the the knockout stage of the grid. Guild with Devo, I'm pretty sure they can probably pull through here. Dignitas and Fadeaway can be a toss up. For this group, Dig may be able to get an upset here, but I don't really see Dig getting fourth. Fadeaway, I believe, is going to be fourth. It's going to be interesting to see Yukio against his old team Dignitas again. Apparently, Jack's kind of been popping off recently, but they haven't really shown any results as of late. And Group C, we've got Endpoint, Oxygen, Rix, and Triple Trouble. Oxygen should win this group. With the recent results with the grid, they've been doing pretty decent, I believe. Triple Trouble, I believe, can be second. Rix there, and Endpoint in third. This group is... You can kind of guess who's going to win here. Endpoint and Triple Trouble, I believe, can switch. I just put Triple Trouble as second because they are a dark horse team, and it's possible they can maybe upset this group as well. If they don't get second, then they're going to get fourth, in my opinion. Group D, we have Galaxy Racer, BDS, Liquid, and Wolves Esports. BDS is obviously, and in my opinion, one of the best teams in Europe, if not the world. They just had a bad week last week in the grid, I'm pretty sure. I keep on getting their events mixed up, honestly, especially with this new format, all these formats they're having with RLCS. It's kind of difficult for me to kind of grasp the concept here. But between Galaxy Racer and Liquid didn't look that great last week, so I'm going to be putting Galaxy Racer in second because I think they did really well last week, and then Liquid in third, actually. So another thing we're going to see is a post by NRG's Musty Cow. I don't know if this is a meme because I haven't seen anything from Psyonix or Rocket League about this, but Musty posted a picture of the Eternal Rocketeer, which is an exclusive top 100 rank for competitive playlists. Now, I don't think this is actually a thing. I think it's something more that Musty may be trolling with, but if it is a thing, Musty's going to call it. But this is just a cute little thing that, maybe we can all grind towards to those top 100 players, but I just think it's a troll post and not actually legit. Moving on from there, we have the actual titles. The title rewards for Season 1, quote-unquote, after the relaunch of Rocket League's free-to-play. The titles are really cool, honestly. With the Season 1 Grand Champion rewards having Crimson text, which matches their Crimson, title, with the GC title being Crimson now. So all the titles stay the same in terms of the names and such, but they just change the text to Crimson. What's interesting is the Supersonic Legend title rewards. They changed the title names. So if you get a Supersonic Legend in 3s, you are a Supersonic Legend and not just Grand Champion. I'm sorry, I had just some cops going down my road. That's great. But the Supersonic Legend in not gold, not crimson, but titanium white text is honestly pretty dope, if I say so myself. RNG Genius for Rumble is honestly amazing. Hoops, Legendary Baller, Snow Day, Ice Titan, Drop Shot, Tile Annihilator. These are all amazing title ideas, in my opinion, and they're all going to be in titanium white text. So you better try and get that Supersonic Legend rank in all your game modes, because these are going to be pretty dope to see in games, I'm pretty sure. Next, this is the EU regional bracket. Just want to show you the bracket. I believe this is about in 2 days from the time that I'm recording this, and I'll have info on this once it ends. But It's just wanted to show you guys the group. I'm still thinking that BDS is at least gonna make semifinals or the winners finals at least. We all know that Vitality and BDS can easily make it to the grand finals as well as Top Blokes. So EU is basically kind of a toss-up. We have the top teams here with Blokes, Giants, BDS, and Vitality. But people can make upsets. Galaxy Racer made it pretty far in last week. I think, like I said, I think it was the grid that they made a decent showing of, or it could have been. Pretty sure it was the regionals that made a decent showing. So you never know. There could be people I think that have a chance for an upset could potentially be Redemption if they make it through all the way over here, because they did beat Vitality last week. So if they can make it all the way over to the winner semis and meet Vitality, I think it'll pretty decent. I think Vitality kind of have an easier side of the bracket as opposed to BDS, who will have to go through Oxygen, Giants, and Guild. But you never know. And I'm hoping that BDS can pull through or Top Blokes can pull through, because those are the two that I root for, in my opinion. And next thing we're going to go over is Mertzy is leaving Space Station Gaming. It says, today, it's with a heavy heart that I'm announcing my departure from Space Station Gaming. It's been an incredible year of what was my first experience in an organization, and I couldn't have asked for a better one. From building Scuffed Crew to supporting the professional team live at Madrid, he's just very thankful for the opportunity. And it sounds like, from the looks of things, that he's leaving on a very positive note, and there's no information from what I could find as to why he left or why he's leaving. I don't know if Space Station gave him the boo, or maybe his contract ran out. That could be a thing as well. I don't have much information on it, but if we get any more on him, I'll be sure to post it, and I'll be sure to put it in the next video. So thank you, Griezmann, my bad, I just saw that. But thanks, Mertzy, for being with Space Station. He had some very nice videos with what he did, especially with the Scuff Station Gaming. That was pretty awesome. The next thing we're going to go over is a small detail, but 11's Esports are the SAM Winter Split Midweek Mayhem 2 champions, where they swept Noble. That's pretty much it. I don't really pay much attention to SAM. Never have, except after they initially introduced SAM as part of the RLCS, where they almost popped off in Season 7. After that, I really haven't looked at anything. Same with Oceania. Not much I really look at in terms of those two. So congrats though. I've played against Tander before. Really cool guy, really nice guy that I've played against, so that's always cool. And the last but not least, here's a picture of Kia's cat. So that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you all for watching. If you'd like to, please go check the description for my Twitter link, my Instagram link, and everything else you can find. And I'll be sure to have more news in the near future. With that, goodbye.